Hi, this is Exploring with Em and Stu.
I'm Em.
And I'm Stu.
And today we are at Crane Tower.
Crane Tower stands 500 metres off the foreshore of the Isle of Grain, strategically placed at the mouth of the River Medway in Kent to protect the important docks at Sheerness and Chatham during the Napoleonic Wars with France. Thought to be one of the last constructed Martello Towers, the original granite and brick tower was finally completed in 1855 and armed with smoothbore guns, but with rapid improvements in artillery technology saw the tower becoming effectively obsolete as soon as it was completed. Over the next 7 decades, the original Victorian tower was repurposed several times as the country was again threatened with invasion, seeing significant alterations and adaptations, particularly during the First and Second World Wars, creating the mighty sea fort we see today.
Right, we're on top of Crane Tower.
We made it across.
Yeah, it was about between us 8 and 10 minute walk across. I would suggest wear wellies. We see a few people wearing trainers and
flip-flops.
Yeah, and they weren't having a good time with it.
No. But we should have about 2 hours now we're here.
Yeah.
Before the tide, because it's not quite low tide yet.
No.
So we should be all right. We're going to keep an eye on it. We're going to be sensible.
Exactly. So
we've done our research for safety.
Right. So anyway, we're going to turn the camera around now. No more of our faces for a little while. We're just going to get on with it.
Show you what we can see.
Right.
And tell you a little bit as we go around,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Right. See you in a minute. Right, okay, if you can hear the wind noise, we apologise, but we're actually going into the Martello Tower now. Before we start actually looking around the Martello structure, we're going to try and tell a story from basically decade to decade.
The original structure, which obviously was the Martello Tower, built around about 1850s, 55, as you said.
You're very silhouetted because I've got the light out there. I'll put a little light on. There you go.
Because yeah, the original structure was a Martello Tower, one of the last ones actually to
Still
be built.
silhouetted.
Yeah. Oh well, they
Yeah.
can't see my face.
That's all
And
right.
then obviously adapted in World War One, adapted again for World War Two. So
Yeah.
we're going to see if we can point out the different eras of buildings as we go along.
So that's what we're going to do now.
The adaptations that were made.
Having been repurposed as a communication tower for some years, the fort was again armed for use during the First World War, when 2 4.7-inch quick-firing guns taken from Grain Wing Battery were mounted on its roof, which required the construction of a raised concrete and stone base to which they were placed. At the same time, new rooms, shelters, fire control and ammunition storage was added, requiring the main body of the tower to be significantly altered during the upgrade.
Right, first the most incredible thing is that we are going to witness this. This is what me and Emma's always wanted to see. Unfortunately, this isn't a part of the Martello Tower, but we're going to feature it first as we're going round. This is an adaptation. We reckon it was between World War One and World War Two, but we know one thing for definite. This structure here is definitely World War Two. Without a doubt, that's World War II, which is supporting the upper levels. But as you can tell by the brickwork, all this is definitely 1855, 1856, which is really cool. You can see they cut right into this, all along here to support all this for this hoist lift.
But this was a typical Martello Tower originally.
Yeah.
And all the partitions that you see here were all added in World War One. For barrack rooms and ammunition.
This here is where Emma wants to be lowered into.
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to happen today.
No.
But we don't actually, I'm not going to find any information about what this actually was.
This is just the cellar area, isn't it? It stinks down there.
Towers, they were used for storage of ammunition. I can only assume that it probably had a flood problem right from the beginning. They maybe didn't use it for the World War One or Two.
Probably.
But again, all adaptations.
Yeah, you can.
World War One.
Right, we've literally just come up from here. Now, me and Emma have been on looking for information on this, but it's quite clear what this is. This is lighting, searchlight areas, yeah. And here, Emma wants to explain a little bit here.
Yeah. I believe this was originally the original door for the Martello Tower. Obviously they've extended it a little bit to make it bigger. But yeah, certainly was the original way in. But these were adapted World War One, I believe, these searchlights.
Yeah.
And well, self-explanatory. They searched for incoming, all sorts of things. Boats, mainly a lot of it was warships and things originally, wasn't it?
You can see across there, people, just thinking, there's Cliff Fort just there.
Yeah. Cliff Fort was also built around about 1860. One day we're hoping to get to some of all these forts, but that one is quite inaccessible.
Right, okay, so right, we're going to go through the Old Martello Tower now. I'll put the light back on because it is reasonably quite dark.
Some photographs of these original lights.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so if we come down here, so this was all cut in, as you can see. This is all original. You can see where the brick had been chiselled out and then some sort of granite put in. Let's just jump down here though. It looks like someone's attempted to clear up out here though, which is really cool. Looks like lighting areas. People have been, I don't think the candles are original. It's quite interesting though, because we've got a few little places. So that's where we've just been. Oh, what's this? This doesn't look old. But what I'm going to do is we're going to walk into here. This is like where the metal fence gate is. Looks like old shelves and but this gate's amazing. It's original, absolutely brilliant. It's the fuse box area.
Yeah, because I don't know if Stu's mentioned, but the generators were actually housed on the land.
Yeah.
And obviously the wires and that brought the power to the
Exactly,
tower.
and obviously this is the doorways, this is the stepways up, so we know where this is. This is fine.
We'll see if we can get some photographs of the generator house.
Yeah.
On the post.
Got some few windows there. This leads up further up to the Martello, which we will be going up in a little while.
I wonder what that hatchway was for.
It's probably ventilation.
Yeah, it could have been. It's a bit of a jigsaw puzzle, obviously, create the tower.
But with these Martellos, did they just have guns
On the top.
on the top?
On the top.
Yeah.
Muzzle
Okay.
loaders.
Muzzle loaders, that's right, yeah.
Probably a £6 or something.
Exactly.
All gone now.
Oh yeah,
Obviously,
definitely.
it was demolished and then they adapted it.
Shall we go to the next level? I mean, these rooms are quite bare, they're just full of graffiti mostly. Right, as you can see here, these are barrack and crew rooms. So this level here, which is right next to the gun, literally.
About 1910.
1910.
Well, they added these crew rooms.
Right,
As
okay.
well as the guns, which we'll show you in a little while.
Yeah, got one here as well. Okay, judging in this room where the tank was, I'll just show you where we are, so we're still in the same area. Me and Emma is just having a quick discussion, and funny enough, this is a kitchen. We have a strong belief this is a kitchen because here, I'll just spin you around, it had an original fireplace area.
And from what I've read, the kitchen had remnants of a fireplace with a chimney at least anyway.
Yeah.
So we may be able to see better on the
on the next level. So okay, then we'll see because original piping's brilliant. So okay.
No, we don't know everything.
No, but we're giving it a go. Right, okay. Really excited about this bit. This is the World War One gun emplacement, and that view is incredible. Absolutely incredible. What housed the gun here? This was a 4.7.
4.7 quick fires. They added two. I imagine that the other one is probably underneath the World War II emplacement now, but we've still got remnants.
Yeah.
Wow,
It's
that's
unusual because you can't see the nuts on them.
no.
Beacon Hill, loads of nuts. Yeah,
This is quite worn away, isn't it?
absolutely.
Underneath we've got the lockers. I don't know if you can see the remnants.
Yeah, you can see the remnants of the lockers there.
Ammunition and shell lockers. Oh, it's windy. Up there.
God, that's windy. I think that's even going to interrupt our mic being on here. That's really windy. Sorry. We do it from here, I think, so you can see the. That's very unprofessional what we just had to do. Sorry.
You go down these
Along
steps,
here.
you can,
Yeah.
still stand on that metal.
Yeah, it's very flimsy metal there. Look, these are the ammunition lockers.
Health and safety,
Okay, now this is the bit that me and Emma.
we've done most of the
Yeah, now this is all in World War II adaptation. So, well, actually, this is a World War One adaptation because this is the actual lift hoist for the shells.
Now, I read that it was electronically motored.
I don't see.
Well, they put in a hoist that was powered or had some electrics to it. So,
I don't see how
I don't know.
how the electrics would have got to that.
Or Wikipedia or somewhere. Historic England.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really impressive.
Oh wow, look at that. Got the chain tighteners in here. Look at that. Okay then, let's get some scans of it.
The fort was again brought back into action for use during World War II, and this time it was given its most predominant alterations, where it was to become home to a new twin 6-pounder quick-firing gun, which was to be housed in a large concrete roofed emplacement on top of the fort, alongside a tall directing tower, which now towers over the original structure. A defence electric searchlight house was built into the side of the Victorian fort, as well as its most notable addition, which was its new brick and concrete barrack block, which sits independently on stilts next to the tower, being only connected via concrete walkways. Just 5 years later saw the end of the war, and in 1944 the entire structure was reduced to care and maintenance status, before being completely decommissioned in 1956.
Okay, so we've just come up to what is now a World War II 6-pounder quick-firing gun. Originally, this would have been a World War One emplacement with another 4.7 quick-fire, but this particular one was adapted in World War II. And as me and Stu have just been pointing out, right below us is those searchlight rooms that we mentioned between the two guns. So we're pretty confident that was definitely a searchlight room, aren't we?
We had been discussing the facts because it's not actually well documented what they are.
No. But this 6-pounder quickfire was actually electrically powered, apparently.
It was a double gun.
Yeah, as well as the ammunition lift, which was also electrically powered. So.
And then obviously on the top of this is the gun positioning tower.
Yep.
So this area alone was a huge machine. It
Absolutely.
was pinpointer, gun,
Yeah.
and range tower.
Yeah, as well as the observation post as well. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean you can see, if you know a little bit about batteries, you can see they've literally put a whole battery into one small area.
Which
it's
is
quite amazing.
do you know what, that's engineering,
It
isn't it?
is.
That's
But this
engineering.
did cost the equivalent of like £1.6 million when it was built. So
Yeah.
I think they overspent a little bit.
Just a bit. Okay then, and obviously we know, just before we chip off at this bit, we know that this was defending Cliff Fort as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, this big peninsula was amazing.
Oh, it was multitaskal, as we'll talk a little bit more about as we go around.
Right, okay, so now we've come into the World War II section, and this is the kitchens.
This whole block was basically a crew block.
Crew block, yeah.
Yeah.
Larder, quite obvious larder.
It's a kitchen, and it's nice that it's got tiles.
The original tiles on it.
You can imagine it's like it could have been a Belfast sink
Yeah,
with the mounts on it.
of course it could have been.
Yeah, I guess they're
You can.
at the corner. You can see where they would have had a stove. Look with the
Oh yeah,
ventilation.
the ventilation up there. Look,
Going down there.
that's actually really cool.
Yeah.
And what a view they would have had while they're cooking.
I think they've been too busy, but yeah.
Maybe, but
You can
it's
see
a
the
cool view.
causeway that we've obviously
Yeah, the causeway there. You can see it. It's actually incredible.
Over here, this was supposedly a
Serving hatch.
hatchway, because through there is the dining room. which
Yeah.
we would take you
I'm gonna go through there now.
to. There's a bit of original paint going on.
Yeah. So we come through here.
This is where the crew would have all had their tea.
Oh, look at this. You can see original paint. Look, peeling.
That graffiti must be fairly old.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, you can see it. Emma's just informed me that there's some rather graphical graffiti upstairs, so we won't be able to show you one of the walls, but even though it's very colourful apparently.
Very artistic, but not appropriate lighting.
No, it's definitely not.
Upstairs, I think, would have just been barracks really, where they just slept, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah.
Have a look.
But we'll have a quick look through here. This is a shower room, isn't it? Oh, this is toilets.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Remnants of the
Remnants of the
urinal.
urinals there.
Once again, I'm not going to touch anything because
No.
people unfortunately still use this as a toilet.
As a toilet. So this is where the plinth is for the toilet base, just
Would have
down
been a
here.
proper toilet as
Wow, look, original blue paint or greeny paint. That's pretty cool.
Phrasing actually on the tiles, if you can just look at it.
Oh yeah.
See how old they are.
They are very old, aren't
Got
they?
some pipes, but unfortunately somebody.
So it's again. Oh no. Right. Okay. So they've actually used it as a toilet.
That's a really cool.
It is.
Pipe.
Exactly. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go downstairs and we're going to view the shower room and is it?
We believe it's the sleeping quarters.
So it's the bedrooms basically. Okay then. So we see you in a minute. Okay. Right, Emma.
Alright, so this room we believe was crew quarters as well. I can imagine there would have been beds along here for the crew. I'm not overly sure how many men would have manned this, but I will see if I can find out. But it makes sense. Just above us is where the kitchen and dining room was. And just through here, if you follow me, there's a little room here, see if we can figure out what this was. It's got some brackets on the walls. Something could have been wrapped there. Could have been, couldn't it? Could have been good storage. I'm not
Quite easily.
Oh, it did. You know, I had notes about it, but I can't remember. And just through here, I'll let Stu explain.
Shower tray.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it does smell rather unpleasant in there. But it does look like an original shower tray.
It's a shower tray and shower room, but they obviously haven't been using it as a shower room.
Yeah.
Flipping hell's bell because the wind just comes straight through that window.
It's a bit whiffy. There is original tiles, so that's quite impressive.
That is very impressive. And this obviously leads back
way.
out to the rickety stairs that everyone calls them.
And the original Martello Tower look up there.
I think we'll go down them stairs.
Yeah.
What do you think? Because we need to now come out of here.
Yes.
And we need to go around before the tide
because
comes
I
in.
think that is pretty much the whole of the tower. We've had a little tour now, haven't we?
Yep.
So we'll see you again when we get downstairs.
Okay, see you in a minute.
Alright, so we've now come out of the tower, as you can see, and we're just going to take a little look around the outside. I don't know if you can hear me, it's very windy, but it still just shows you.
I've just done that.
This is surrounded by a chain,
Yeah.
which is basically, it was a boom. I think it was added around about World War One, and it would have stretched from here all the way to Sheerness to stop sort of torpedoes and all those sort of things.
Netting type of thing.
Yeah. And it's pretty cool, isn't it? Look how big it is.
Very, very thick chain.
Yeah. And if we just carry on around the side here, over this rubble, you'll be able to see a jetty, which I can only assume was how they would normally land on the tower. But we'll go and have a little look and we'll show you. Right, so we've come further along, and just to look at this landing stage, basically. I assume it would have kind of, Wayne would have been over here, but it would have wrapped around at least this part. So that's quite impressive, isn't it? I suppose the tide comes up quite high here. Not too sure about how old it is, whether it was World War One. It could have even been older than that. It could have even been for the original Martello Tower. But yeah, it's interesting anyway, isn't it? So we're going to carry on and then we'll say goodbye to you in a minute.
Today, Grain Tower still sits off the shore of the Isle of Grain, relatively intact, and despite being designated a Grade 2 listing, its abandoned state and lack of maintenance see its continued decay. The structure has reportedly been sold twice to private investors over the last 15 years, but with the isolated nature of the tower, being only accessible via a crumbling causeway at low tide, as well as high renovation costs, it's failed to see any restoration as yet, making the future of Grain Tower uncertain.
Okay, so we are now back at the car. That was Grain Tower. It's been an amazing day. We hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a good bit of recording. From our perspective, it's been an absolute...
well, this whole weekend has just been amazing.
It has, all the way through. All the tunnels, the battery, and obviously Grain Tower.
Yeah. So now we've just got to get back home and get the editing done.
Yeah. So, as from Exploring with Stu, thank you for coming with us on the grain videos.
Kent Adventures.
That's it, and we'll catch you again.
Right, thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.